All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Melyn Talks. Here we're going to be talking about Masteries in the preseason. All right, so a few preliminary things. I originally was not going to make one today because I have a pretty annoying cold. So pardon me for how I talk in this episode. I'm not feeling very well, but I wanted to get this video out before the preseason actually hits, which I believe is in the next couple of days. All right, so here we're just going to be talking about masteries for support, mid, and jungle. And Zyra top is basically the same as Zyra mid. Okay, I'm going to be going through my choices for most games, but I'll also be talking about some situational varieties that you can take on these pages depending on your personal playstyle, the matchup, and what you're going for in that game. All right, so we're going to start with a standard Zyra support page. So here I have 1218, very similar to what we had last season. All right. So again, first off, I like to go 18 points into Cunning because Thunderlord's Decree is it is key to how Zyra support works. You play Zyra support to get ahead in lane. Thunderlord's Decree is a great trading tool in lane, gives you fantastic trades, synergizes really well. All right, and then so that's the first thing. Why did I go 18 Cunning? Second thing is, why did I choose to go 12 into Ferocity instead of 12 into Resolve? Again, I actually really like what they did with the ferocity tree for the season 7 changes. So usually I went ferocity 12 into ferocity before, but now I'm even going to want to do it more, and we'll get into that when I actually go into each of these. All right, so now that we've said why we're going 12 into ferocity and 18 into cunning, let's look at each individual thing that I recommend. All right, sorcery. This one's obvious, you're not going to run attack speed as Zyra. Next one, Fresh Blood, Feast, or Expose Weakness. Feast is really only a solo laner tool to give you a little bit more sustain. So let's look at Fresh Blood versus Expose Weakness. So all of last season I would go Expose Weakness because, it gives your team more damage, and you're going to be applying this on pretty much everyone, so it's a really good thing to take, all right? But let's look at Fresh Blood for a little bit. Fresh Blood is basically, it looks perfect for Zyra support, all right? Your first basic attack every 6 seconds gains an additional 10 plus 1 per level damage. So basically, it's going to make all of your auto attack trades so much stronger, right? 10 extra damage is fairly significant early game, all right? And it scales a little bit based off your level. So I think that's actually really, really nice to get you an advantage in lane, as opposed to Expose Weakness that will not really be too impactful until later on in the game. And just to put things into perspective, if you wanted to do 10 extra damage with Expose Weakness, oh wait, I shouldn't have put myself on the spot. When is 3% 10 damage? That's when you're doing 300 damage. No, that's not right at all. Oh no. This is why you don't make videos when you're sick. All right, you can do the math, you guys. You can do the math. It's not hard at all. I'm just, my brain is literally like stuffed with cold cloud or something. Even my metaphors don't make sense. You'd have to do a lot of damage early game for Exposed Weakness to give you as much extra damage as Fresh Blood, all right? All right, Natural Talent versus Vampirism. Again, I started going Vampirism on Zyra mid for the sustain, but you're not going to be auto-attacking as much as a support as you are going to be as a mid laner. Mid laner, you're auto-attacking to last hit. Support, you're only auto-attacking to harass, all right? So may as well run Natural Talent. And the last thing, Battle Trance, Double-Edged Sword, or Bounty Hunter. These are all kind of good. Probably not Bounty Hunter as support. You're not going to kill that many unique champions. Even if you get a lot of champion kills, they're probably going to be bot lane kills, so I don't recommend Bounty Hunter. But you could go Battle Trance or Double-Edged Sword. I chose Double-Edged Sword to have stronger trading, but you could go Battle Trance, which is what I believe I take for Zyra mid, if you wanted longer fights. But I think the quick trades, Double-Edged Sword is going to reign supreme. All right. So for the Cunning Tree, Wonder versus Savagery, you're not going to be attacking minions and monsters. This one's a no-brainer. Secret Stash, Runic Affinity, or Assassin. Kind of also a no-brainer. You're not going to be getting very, very many buffs at all, and this is kind of a bad master anyway. And Assassin, you're not going to be alone that much. Mid-game, I like to set up a lot of ambushes, but I don't recommend that as a good playstyle. So run the Secret Stash. Merciless versus Meditation. Again, this one's personal preference. I like Merciless. I think intelligent usage of spells makes mana not an issue for Zyra support, so I would not recommend Meditation. Greenfather's Gift, Bandit, or Dangerous Game. This one was hard for me to decide, but I went with Greenfather's Gift over Bandit. I don't think Dangerous Game is too useful as a support. Bandit gives you a lot of gold income, but I mean, not even that much, right? Let's say we auto attack 30 times in lane and are near 200 CS by the 20-minute mark or something. All right, so that's going to give you, I'm doing it again. So that's going to give you 290 gold. All right, at the 20-minute mark, this will give you like 290 gold, maybe extra, which honestly is not that much. So what does this do? Greenfather's Gift. Stepping in a brush causes your next damaging attack or ability to deal % target's current health as bonus magic damage. And again, this synergizes very, very well with Zyra support's playstyle. You should be going in and out of brushes. You should be doing a lot of QW auto attack combos. I think this is fantastic. It gives you a lot of extra damage and pressure in lane. Okay, so I would take pressure in lane over gold generation. That's why I'm going Greenfather's Gift over Bandit. Precision, nothing has changed. We want early damage. We want snowball potential. We do not want cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is nice, but we're playing Zyra not necessarily to scale, but rather to get an advantage for our bot lane early game. And then Thunderlord's Decree. It is the best mastery in the game for Zyra. So, especially for support and especially in laning phase, I will actually be recommending Deathfire Touch this season on Zyra mid, probably, depending on playstyle. Which, actually, this is a good time to go into it. So Zyra mid, you can either go, oh sorry, I didn't mean mid, I meant jungle actually. For Zyra mid, I still recommend Thunderlord's Decree, because it is the best mastery for Zyra in the laning phase for trading. Alright, it's fantastic. If you aren't planning on trading a lot, you could definitely go Deathfire Touch, because Deathfire Touch is a lot more useful in the mid and late game. Thunderlord's Decree is mostly just good for really, really big burst and lane trading. All right, so if you're not going to be trading a lot in lane, go ahead and go 18 into Ferocity. And again, the reason why I go 12 into Ferocity after getting Thunderlord's Decree is the same as support, where it's just so much better to go into Ferocity than it is to go into Resolve, unless you need the health and summoner spell cooldown reduction, which you can definitely go 12 into Resolve if you want to be a little safer. All right, so again, sorcery, it's easy decision. Fresh Blood synergizes really, really well with Zyra's natural harass of QW auto. However, I don't actually auto attack as much in the mid lane as I do as a support. So if you wanted to run Feast in the mid lane, that would be very, very good as well. All right, so run Fresh Blood if you want to be more aggressive. Run Feast if you want to be more defensive or sustain. Feast is definitely going to be very good for Zyra mid as well. Vampirism versus Natural Talent. I'll be running Vampirism. It gives you a lot of lane sustain. The extra damage or the extra sustain you get from Vampirism in lane from auto attacking minions, and it's mostly from the lifesteal and very little actually from the spell vamp, because Zyra doesn't use spell vamp well. Is the sustain you get from Vampirism is a lot more than the extra damage you would get from Natural Talent in lane. And I think a lot of the game should be focused around laning phase, especially for Zyra. Alright. Finally, Battle Trance. I think that is probably the best thing to get here. Zyra mid can go Burst Mage, but more often she's kind of damage over time focused. So even if you die at the beginning of your fight, your plants are going to stick around and they're going to be keeping you in combat, and it's going to ramp up that extra damage you're going to get. So I think Battle Trance is a really good thing to get at Zyra mid, especially since you're already so squishy. But feel free to get Double-Edged Sword or Bounty Hunter as well. These are all 3 good masteries for Zyra mid. Take whichever one you feel fits your playstyle better, but I will probably be taking Battle Trance. Savagery helps me last hit. You could also go Wonder if you don't need it, but I think Savagery is nice. Assassin or Secret Stash. I do not recommend Runic Affinity. Secret Stash can give you a nicer time in the laning phase. Assassin will help you get those one shots easier. Also help you with getting some lane pressure. Level 6, it's going to help you get 1v2 kills with your ultimate. So it's an all-around solid skill, but you could go either one of these if you wanted. Merciless versus Meditation. Again, personal preference. I'll be going Merciless because I don't think you need the extra mana regen as long as you are not being idiotic with your spell usage. So you can go Meditation if you want. I do not recommend it though. Finally here, as opposed to Zyra support, I will not be running Greenfather's Gift. I do not go into the brush very often as Zyra mid. I think that would be kind of a wonky play style, but feel free to try it out. Especially in the preseason, see how you feel about it. And then Dangerous Game is just the thing to go. It's going to help you in those duels. It's going to help you stay alive in gank situations. So I would go Dangerous Game. Again, Precision on Thunderlord's Decree, same reasons as in the support section. They're kind of no-brainers. Well, again, you could go Intelligence, but I don't think it's very good to get the cooldown. That's basically it for Zyra mid. Now Zyra jungle, I thought about this for a while, and I actually think I'm going to be doing something kind of weird for Zyra jungle. Also, the preseason changes make Zyra jungle look like it's going to be a little more difficult with the Raptor and Krug changes, where the Krugs are going to be splitting into smaller Krugs when you kill them, and the Raptors, there are more of them, so it's going to be even more annoying to deal with your plants. But she'll still be in roughly the same place. So the reason I'm going Deathfire Touch on Zyra jungle is because Thunderlord's Decree is great for Zyra in the laning phase. It's great for her doing quick trades, but usually I play Zyra not to snowball the early laning phase in the jungle, but rather to scale into mid game. So if I'm trying to scale anyway, I may as well take Deathfire Touch because it's going to give me a lot more damage in the mid and late game. If you wanted a bigger focus on early ganks and 1v1s, you could still run Thunderlord's Decree. Again, Sorcery, Fury, this is easy. Expose Weakness, Feast, or Fresh Blood. We're not going to be trading a lot, so this is only going to be applied once per gank, Fresh Blood. So I don't think it would be that useful. Feast, I don't need any sustain. Expose Weakness fits into the whole how I play Zyra jungle thing, where it's like all about team fighting and doing damage with my team. So I think Expose Weakness is actually a really solid thing to get as Zyra jungle. Then Vampirism, again, you don't really need sustain, but I still think it's more useful due to how much we're auto attacking than Natural Talent. You could also go Natural Talent as well. Battle Trance, we're doing damage over time, longer team fights. This one I think is pretty self-explanatory given the other things I'm mentioning about Zyra jungle. Piercing Thoughts, easy. We don't want armor penetration. Deathfire Touch, easy. These are no good. And the question is, what do you do with your remaining points? And if you look at these tier 2 talents, Dangerous Game, Bandit, Greenfather's Gift, Insight, Perseverance, and Fearless, none of these are that good for Zyra jungle, I think. Like, they are good, but none of them make me think I really have to get this, okay? But Savagery and Tough Skin are both really, really nice for your early game clear. So I elected to actually get both of those and sacrifice my tier 2 in either of these trees. If you wanted to go 12 into Cunning or 12 into Resolve, that would be fine, but I think I will be running this. Extra potions, extra damage on auto attacks, and health regen, and this 2 extra damage. Let me talk about this a little bit more, this Tough Skin, because you don't really need... you don't take much damage as Zyra in the jungle, because what you do is you create your plant to tank the big monster, and you personally tank all the little monsters. So 2 less damage from each of those little monster attacks is actually a huge reduction in damage. All right, because there's a whole bunch of them and they're attacking you. Think of a raptor camp or something with all those little guys attacking you. They have very little damage, but there's so many of them and they attack a lot that if you actually reduce it by 2 on every attack, that stacks up really, really quickly. So that's why I'm still going tough skin, even though Zyra doesn't usually take a lot of damage from the jungle. All right. So those are my general thoughts on what I'm going to be personally doing in Season 7. They might change a bit. This is my support page. I'll be running Thunderlord's Decree most of the time, all of the time except for Zyra Jungle probably, or Zyra Mid if I were to play very, very safe and wanting to scale into mid game. If you have any questions, ask me on stream or ask me in the video comments below. Sorry, I am everywhere today. I am not feeling well. Apologies also for my voice. It's probably very snotty, but I wanted to give you guys a little information on what I personally will be doing. You can also check below the video for screenshots of all these pages. Thanks for watching, and may your enemies feel the thorns embrace.